in the kitchen, and today we are looking at boat equipment. It's very expensive to buy. There can be favorable deals to buy second-hand. And second-hand, when it comes to boat equipment, does not necessarily mean that it has been used, since there are many dreamers buying boats and never got to actually use the equipment. There might be very good deals for unused equipment as well. We will take a look at 10 things I have bought for the fisher and evaluate them, and I will tell a little bit about how much they did cost new and how much I paid for them, and a little bit risk association as well. Also, I would like to say a little bit about how difficult it is or how easy it is to find these things used. Let's get to it. First out is this emergency ladder. This is being mounted into the hull and can be unscrewed if you fall off the boat and are in the aft of the boat and you cannot enter the boat. Then you just unscrew this plug and out comes a ladder. It's a ladder made of rope. So I bought this used but unused. This is brand new, but it's not new. Take into consideration that equipment like this is more expensive in Norway than many other places. Okay, so this cost 1,050 kroner and I paid 300 for it. So that's about a third. What is the risk of this? Well, the risk is obviously age. It is made of rope and the rope might be damaged after some years due to the plastic breaking down. This, however, has been stored in the box and obviously has not been exposed to sun and lots of air. So hopefully it is okay. So I will put this on a level on the risk to a 3. This I found by having a broad search on the portal that we use in Norway. It's called finn.no. And I have a search for different equipment and sometimes I just browse through just to check on things with very open. So this is a ladder. I searched a ladder and this popped up. I had no plans to buy this, but it popped up during my search. I was looking for a ladder to be able to climb aboard when taking a bath into the sea. But this is an important emergency stuff, so I bought it. I guess this one can be tricky to find use because not many people are considering this kind of stuff. It's a little bit unknown, I guess. So on a scale from 1 to 10, I would say this is difficult, so it's 8. It's hard to get. Next item. This is a radar reflector. You mount it up in the mast and it will reflect other boats' radar signals so that you glow up on their radars. It's very important safety equipment and I guess this one is very important. I bought this as new. You pay 649 kroner for this and I paid 200. So it's a third less than a third of the price. It seems to be okay. It has a little hole in the bag, but otherwise it's okay. I guess there is no big reason to suspect this of degrading over time. So I guess the risk of this failure over time is very low, as it has been sitting inside and it's definitely made to be exposed to sunlight over years and decades even. This one I found while browsing and looking for radar reflectors. I did not have a search on this, but I could have had a search and obviously probably a lot would pop up. This is slightly easier to find because several people will think about this actually, because a radar reflector, having your own radar, obviously will give an idea that I should have a reflector myself. So I guess on a scale from 1 to 10, this is a 6. So it's middle hard to get. This is a dual trumpet horn and it has an original price of 2,500 Norwegian kroner. I paid 900 kroner for this. This is unused and this has been stored inside the original packaging and seems to be in good nick and there is no reason for it to degrade. However, it is still electronics and one should be a little bit careful buying advanced electronics. But this is not advanced electronics. This is a basic electronic and it's really no big risk. On a risk scale, I would say this is a 4 out of 10, so quite low risk to buy secondhand, and this is even brand new. So having it stored outside as a used item, I will be much more suspicious because then it's exposed to water and seawater will eat a lot. So if you would buy this secondhand as actually used, then make sure you test it before buying it. I found this while browsing too, and I had really no plan to buy it, but it's in some situation good to have a horn to blow to get attention. So I bought it since I got it for a good price. Will this be hard to find secondhand or actually as this? I guess it will, because many of the people buying this, I guess they have already decided to buy it and install it immediately. Should you have one on your boat? I think you should. Not every boat, but if you are an actual boater, you go for long journeys, you should definitely have it. If there is fog, this might be important. If someone is running a boat on autopilot, the person could be occupied with something like not seeing the boat is on collision course with you. Blow the horn and you will get attention because these are loud.
Loud?
Loud. These are loud. Okay. This is a shower pump and a sump, sort of, like for the shower. The shower will drain into one of these, and the filter inside here will stop some debris from the shower to get into the pump and clog it. It's a well-known brand. It's a Rule, very known for their top quality bilge pumps. So this is actually used. The new price on this is 3,200 kroner. I paid 800, so way less, but still there is a risk of buying this used. The pump might be bad, it might have a leak, and also there is a switch inside here to start the pump as the water increases. It might also be broken. Also on this one, the seller had cut off some of what is actually keeping the tube in place. He told me that, no problem. And I said it's okay, I'll take the chance to fix this somehow. I found this while browsing. I didn't think about the shower sump like a box. I had the plan of buying a pump that could run the entire time. But this, I found this, and it's a good solution as an alternative to a pump running all the time. So I bought it, and I guess this one is a risk because it's used and it's electronic, so I would put this on a scale on, I will put it on a 6. Why not more? Because it's a very good quality pump and it's built to be submerged all the time for years. And the same with a switch. So I guess it's probably okay. And I tested it. I had a battery with me. I brought a little motorcycle battery, so I tested it. Is this hard to find use? I guess it is. I guess I was lucky to find it. I haven't seen many of them used, so I would put this on a scale from 1 to 10. I would put it on 8. Very hard to get. I've browsed for years to pick equipment, and I've seen 2 of these. All right, next item is these 2 Andersen winches. It's the 12 ST, it's called, single speed, but self-winding. These have a price of the 2 of them of 14,800, and I paid 4,800 for them. I consider that a bargain because they are very hard to get. These are used, they are well used, sort of. The risks of buying these used is of course that something is wrong inside, but there is not much inside. The only thing that I consider can really go wrong with these are the bearings inside. If they haven't been oiled, the bearings will wear out very soon. These ones were actually quite dry when I got them, but I investigated it and the bearings was okay. And remember, it's possible to get new bearings because that is part of what you have to change periodically when overhauling these, which should maybe be done every 10 years or so, I don't know, but okay. Were these hard to get? Yes. Very, very hard. I've been looking for this. I have searched because the winches on the Fisher were stuck and they were not self-tailing as well. Self-tailing winches is very practical because you can use one hand to winch the rope as they will bite onto the rope by themselves. You don't have to use one hand and then wind with the other. So I've seen these twice. I saw first two of exactly the same, and I thought I had good time, but they were sold within hours. So I had actually a search on this registered. So I got notified immediately when they came out. I was sitting doing something else, and I ended everything I did and just bought them immediately. You can get them from boats that is scrapped, of course, but those scrapping boats know what they are worth, and they will probably charge more for it, maybe half price. And I got them for a third of the price. Very happy with that, and I guess I would consider the risk on buying such items like this not that high, as long as they spin. And of course you have to ask. You can always be fooled by a seller, can tell things, but if you ask the questions and get the answers. Next item is these two Dorade or cowl ventilators. These are in top conditions because they have never been used. Another boat person buying parts for the boat that never came to be. These are priced at about 4,000 kroner, and I paid 2,000 for them. So it's half price, and that's okay. The price of 4,000 is just for these items. And I also got boxes, Dorade boxes in teak as part of the deal, 2 of them, and 2 ventilation shafts for through hull and into the boxes. And that is really hard to price, but it is a great deal. Are there any risks connected with these? No, not really, because they are what they are. If they are great to look at, then they're okay. This is just metal, really. I would say the risk is 1 out of 10. It's very low. No problem here. Are they hard to get? Yes, they are a bit hard to get because these are particular. And I can't say I really search for these. I just found them while browsing. I was hoping to find something like that, but it was pure luck that I found them. They have a certain old-fashioned style. I guess these are a little bit rare to find because this will sort of be on small sailing vessels, old-style sailing vessels. It's much easier to find the other more modern and practical versions. They are sold a lot of them, and people tend to change them once in a while, maybe selling them off because they never mounted them. So the other parts are easy to find. These are a bit hard to find. So I will place this on a scale to hard to find on an 8. It's hard to find. Next item is this. It's a Jabsco shower drain pump, and this is very good brand, very well known, and this is also an example of a brand new inbox bought from a person that had ideas that never came through. I did test it, but I didn't have to, but I did just to make sure. This one is 3,600 Norwegian kroner, and I paid 1,200 for it. So it's about a third. I had to drive to get this one. It's a very nice drive out to one of the smaller islands. This one is excellent. It's a pump that is like a membrane pump. It accepts particles much better than some of the other pumps, and it's great for draining like showers or sumps or things like that. They can be placed high up in the boat and they can be run dry. So I was looking for such a pump, and I had a search on several of them, and I found this. Is it hard to find it? I think it actually is a bit hard, but I would say medium plus hard, because it's hard to find new in box, but it's not that hard to find used, but still a bit hard, because these are attractive pumps. They are very expensive, and you find them used, you save a lot of money. So I would say I've seen quite a few of them on the market. Risk of this is, of course, that it doesn't run. Take a close look at the pictures. If it hasn't rusted, it's probably okay, but it doesn't have to be okay, because people do stupid things. This is 12 volt. If it has been run on 24, which some boats have, it's ruined probably. So I'd test it first, and I did test it. If it looks rusted, then I would definitely stay off, because then it has been running in a very moist environment, and I would be careful buying that. Or it might even be submerged, and these ones is not made to be submerged. This is a Victron isolation transformer. Its purpose is to isolate the boat from shore. Galvanic isolation is important. If the harbor has problems with if the harbor has problem with its electrical equipment with grounding, then there might be big problems ahead if you connect the boat to shore power. And this one, what it does is it takes shore power and actually make new power out of it. So there is no connection between shore power and boat power when this is in between. It is two magnets in here, two coils, and via magnetism, I think, it reproduces electricity. Very important stuff. It might ruin every metal in the water in your boat if you don't have such a thing, and I will not take that risk. So this one, a Victron, is 8,000 Norwegian kroner new, and I paid 4,500. So it's a little bit more than half price. I was browsing and I was looking for Victron stuff. I'm a little bit careful when buying electronics because there are risks involved. There are reasons why people might sell it. Maybe there is some kind of error. This is, however, not a complicated circuit. The isolation transformer. I talked to the person, I called him actually and had a good chat with him, and I made my evaluation based on that and the pictures, and it looks brand new, and he assured me it has never been used, and there are no indication on it that it has ever been tested at all. Is this hard to find? Yes, I think it is. There are competitors of this. You don't have to have it on your boat. If you totally isolate your 230 or 115 volt system from everything, then you don't need it. But that is an interesting job. Many do not think of this as an issue. The galvanic corrosion, it can be bad. I've seen stern drives being eaten away. My cousin's brother-in-law had a boat with 2 stern drives. It was brand new. After 1 year, one of the drive was ruined. It was eaten away, and that was galvanic corrosion. This is serious stuff. So this is actually important. Second last thing, this is a Sigmar boiler. It's 22 liters and it runs both on 230 volts and also on the hot water from the engine cooling. New price on this is 7,560 Norwegian kroner. And I paid 2,500 for it. It's quite old. It has never been used, but it is probably within 15 years old, something like that. The guy that sold me this said his father had bought it for a boat project, and it had been laying there as with a boat. That determines also the risk. This is very, very similar today. Basically the same model being sold. So there are no big technological advancements in those years. It's the same stuff. However, there are some risks that there might be rotten wires. This seems to be okay, but you never know. And the seals might be rotten too after many years. However, this has been stored in a box all the time and not in a very moist or not even very dry, sort of like I asked him, and it has been in a cold, stable environment. It's very simple electronics. So I put this on a risk level of 2 since it has not been used. If it had been used, I will increase the risk a little bit, maybe 4 or 5. And the risk then is, of course, the possibility that water has been coming into the electronics. And if in that case, if it had been used, then take off this and look inside. Is this hard to get? I guess it's not really. There are, maybe this model, I haven't seen many of this, but this is not important. I want hot water. There are many models, and there are quite a lot of people having great thoughts about installing hot water on their boats, buying the stuff and never get to actually installing it. So I would say this is not really that hard to find, maybe a 3 out of 10. I've seen quite a lot of them. People buy, install hot water and enjoy it, and then they want to upgrade to a larger boiler. So lots of possibility for good deals. The last item is actually many items, as you can see. It's a wood stove for the boat, and this is all stainless steel. It has never been used at all, and it was bought many years ago, maybe also 20 years ago, something like that, by a man having great dreams about his boat, and it unfortunately never came to be. It seems, because I have it, and it has never been used. You can see inside, it's clean. This one also had attached several of the equipment needed. These are smoke tubes to install on top of this. 4 of these was included. This is the through hull, through the roof of the boat. And this is on top of the chimney to ventilate and make sure no water come into the wood stove, and that it actually, the wind does not prevent the smoke from coming out. So this is also an important equipment to have. And this is expensive equipment, really expensive. Total new price of this today is 18,000, a little bit more than 18,000 Norwegian kroner. And I paid 10,000 for it. And there are no risks. This is metal. It hasn't been used. There are no electronics. What can go wrong? Metal doesn't age at all. So as long as this is okay, then it is okay. The risk is really from 1 to 10, it's 0. It hasn't been used. So this is great stuff. These are actually quite a lot to find used, and then they are used. There are not that many fire with wood stoves. Most of them are diesel stoves, but that's okay. Diesel stoves are actually the most attractive segment of this because they are burning by themselves. The wood stoves, you have to put new wood, feed wood into a lot of the time. But for me, that's a process, and I like it. But others want to have it doing its job with no interference at all. So I've seen actually several of the wood stoves as well, but I've seen a lot of the used diesel stoves. When buying the used diesel stove, make a little bit sure that it's not worn out inside. It will wear out over time, and there are things to be changed inside here. And also the pump, sort of, it's a free fall pump that feeds the diesel into the oven. That is a thing that might break over time and might need service. So if it looks old and it looks bad, then you shouldn't pay much for it, because you can expect it to fail. Just check that they haven't been fired too hard. Too much fire, too hot, might bend the metal, and maybe it's harder to lock, and it becomes sort of leaking, and it will work less. All of what I've shown you, the 10 items or items with the extras, sum up to 65,500 when buying it new. I have paid 27,200 Norwegian kroner, which indicates I have saved about 57% of the amount. A little bit more than 36,000 Norwegian crowns. And I have much more things for the boat that I have bought. These are only 10 examples. There are deals I have made that are better than this, but I didn't want to present the best deals, because I want to present what I think is normal and sensible prices to pay. If you want part 2 of this, to present more of the stuff, let me know. And if you have enjoyed the video, please tell me by leaving a like. If you have any comments to what I've been telling you, if you disagree with anything, if you want to add some risks or discuss, please put it in the comments below. It will be interesting to know, and let's discuss.